Luke, wow, what a finish to that game. What was you thinking when we missed the penalty?
Well, I wasn't animated when we missed the pen. If you'd seen the goal that we conceded on our corner, they countered. I was extremely animated. We're 1-0 up with 86 minutes on the clock, and I've got Kane Smith, whose job is to defend, going to play a short one. Sorba Thomas plays him short. They turn it over, go and get a penalty. So, with penalties, you miss them. You miss them. The only thing I'd say with Tyrone Marsh is he plants the ball early. He hasn't even been sent off yet, being a law. Dunn's getting bits off him in terms of where he's going to put the ball. So I'm a strong believer. I took 26 pens in my career, scored 25 of them. So I'd be a strong believer of leaving it, then planting it when the ref's ready. Did I think we were going to draw a game of football? Yeah. Great credit to my team in terms of their reaction to go and get the winner.
Yeah, massive strength and credit to them to keep going, keep fighting and manage to win it. And you saw what it meant to the fans when they rushed over to that corner. They were absolutely, just over the moon with that performance and that goal to win the game.
I think it meant a lot to the players because if you're a neutral today, I think we offered up a lot more offensive display than they did. I felt we was very positive. I started 4 strikers. I put 4 strikers on the pitch, being Sorba Thomas, Justin Shebu, Kabza Shamanga and Tyrone Marsh, and I think that showed dividends. I felt our first half performance was very slick. We got into good areas. We didn't really hurt Dunn. Yes, we've hit the bar on 2 or 3 occasions, but I think offensively we were sound today. Defensively, I thought we were superb as well. It was just that lapse in concentration for their counter. We made a team that I watched against Rotherham live last Saturday who put on a great performance, who have won 3 out of their last 5 in the league, I believe. Look, not average, but they didn't get going. And I have to say that's credit to my team. I always say when a team comes here like Fylde and they deliver on a performance and we don't get going, that's credit to Fylde. So on reflection, we've worked tirelessly. We had a week off last week. We put a little bit of a shift into them. I felt that cobwebs were coming off the likes of Shebu, the likes of Kabza Shamanga, but offensively I felt that was up there with one of our best displays.
You played Shebu in that sort of advanced midfield role, and was that sort of new to him, sort of playing ahead of the 3 but just below the 2 strikers, or was it different to that in your opinion?
He's played at Brentford B in that position. I've played him at Yeovil away in that position. He changed the game in our favour. He's a clever footballer, he's bright, and I like people that can travel with the ball and he's got pace that hurts team in behind, and you see the run second half, he just parts ways and he drives through, and he's probably not took the shot as early as he should have done, but you add that to the 2 up top, Tyrone Marsh and Cavs, you add that to the pace of Kane, you add that to the threat of Sorba, that's a front 5 that can cause anyone in this league a problem, and we've got to be very cautious that we don't go to Hartlepool and think it's going to be all one way in our favour. So I've got to rejig and got to see what they offered up today and how they set their team up, because Shebu's come in and he's had an opportunity. Has he done himself any harm? No, done himself a lot of favours, but I've got to pick a team that I feel that's going to offer me the best opportunity of beating Hartlepool. Today, brilliant, over the moon. We've won a game of football, don't know where it's taken us into the league, but we now need to build for Hartlepool. We go Saturday for the remainder until the FA Trophy kicks back in, which is a benefit to us.
You're a very animated manager, and you looked quite animated when the referee gave some of those questionable decisions. What was your view on some of those, particularly things like the penalty? And
the pen's nailed on. You didn't hear me anything with the pen. Femi's tried to nick it wrong side, didn't get himself organised on that. There were some decisions in the corner that it's a foul on Tyrone Marsh. Joe Alou is not playing the ball. I know that they was having conversations on Sky about it, being that you've got to be within the vicinity of the ball. Joe Alou's barged him 5-6 yards away from the football. That's not playing the football. So did he have a dividends in terms of a play in the game? No. He's given him a pen quite rightly. He's given us a pen quite rightly. Probably done him a favour that we've missed it, because he looks like a world beater, because he's given us one and they've gone and saved it. But on reflection, he's done okay. Questionable on some parts, but he's done okay.
Fair enough. So overall, you was very, very pleased with the performance, and you'd like to see more of that replicated as we go along in the season?
I thought we was outstanding today. I honestly felt we was outstanding. Offensively, we were outstanding. There was some moves that we've worked on all week, and I know, not taking any credit, that the players have bought into the throw-ons. How many throw-ons have we worked to, that we worked the switch out to the opposite wing-back? We done one within 5 minutes, we slid up the side of the centre half and we need to get a goal from it. So there's loads of little things that go on that the players have taken on board. Same again this week. We'll repeat and repetition in terms of what we're looking for against Hartlepool, and if we do that and we go out there and get a result, fantastic.
Do you think having the week to work on it, whereas obviously Maidenhead had that game, helped you, or does it hinder you because of the match experience that they get from that game? How do you see it?
we didn't really work on Maidenhead until I watched the game on Saturday. I felt there was weaknesses in their defensive line. Obviously, losing Massey as a leader and a player that he is, I think there was going to be another chink in their armour. We felt that their wide areas in terms of their fullbacks we could isolate and get 2v1s against, so we done that. And I think you look 14, 15 corners today, that's impressive. Don't get that across 2 games. So we got into some good areas. Like I said, building up to the free weekend, we didn't really do nothing. We had a mini pre-season. We give them a blow. We got right into them. Didn't give them a day off. Why? Because they didn't warrant one. We went out the FA Cup, so they didn't warrant a day off. Last week, being the lead up to today's game, from Monday, the offset was attacking them. I didn't really touch on Maidenhead in terms of their threats. Yes, Cassidy's good with his goal, back to goal. Yes, Shackelford travels with the ball quite well, but I felt that if we're going to go and win a game of football, attacking, getting at them and isolating them in defensive areas, we was going to cause some problems.
Last question from me. One of the things you've said all season is consistency is key. How do you get the boys to take performances like this and replicate them?
If I knew that, we'd be where Bromley are. That's my biggest frustration. My biggest frustration, because I might be really biased today. I think I say it how I see it. I thought we were very good today. I thought we were very good in offensive areas, and I thought that defensively they didn't really cause us many problems. So to go and marry that up week in, week out, that's the conundrum in my opinion. That's where I've got to hone in on where individuals need to make sure that they're delivering on performances. As a collective, we're delivering on performances, because I know Dave Channon, I know Hartlepool. He's going to have an unbelievable career at that club. They're no mugs, so we need to make sure we're on point and we go out there with a focus to go and get a result.